Not namaste. Nope. Namaste and welcome. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Shabbat Yoga. And I am so excited to have you here, and just a little bit about what Shabbat Yoga is and how it's different than other times during the week is that we take a Jewish theme, something that we're working on that can be incorporated within our meditation and our yoga poses and our practice and ultimately our bodies. So this week we're going to explore this idea of counting the Omer, which we have, if you've seen other videos of mine, it is a spiritual journey from Passover to Shavuot when we receive the Torah. And within these 49 days of counting, we are going to be exploring different qualities of our earthly bodies in order to open our bodies and our spirits to the divine. And ultimately, our yoga practice is an expression of that. And so today I'm going to invite you to explore the quality of Tiferet. Tiferet is one of my favorites because Tiferet is this beautiful balance between Gevura, which is what we explored last week, boundaries and limits, and Chesed, which is loving kindness. But really, when we take it to a yogic perspective and a body perspective, we're going to explore the ways in which our bodies are balanced and feel balanced, and our bodies feel out of balance. So I'm going to invite you into a comfortable seated position, and close your eyes and just place your hands where they're comfortable. And let's start with just a brief meditation, almost a check-in. Taking a deep breath in, really deep breath in. And notice as you exhale and create the open pathway of communication through the breath. As you breathe in deeply and as you exhale, notice the pathway again in terms of balance. So when I breathe in, I notice that my breath stops in my chest and my throat. So where does your breath stop? And begin to explore the breath through the body. Imagine that the breath can travel throughout your body, which it does, but imagine that you are aware of it. And as you continue breathing, begin to notice the qualities within your body that feel as if they're holding on, or feel as if they're holding a deep emotion or a memory, or perhaps just a stressor, something that's come up this week that feels like you're holding your body's stress in this area. And then as you feel into this area and just bring your awareness and your compassion to this area, I invite you to take another breath and notice another area inside of your body that feels open, that feels joyful. It feels just like there's no limit, even if it's in your pinky toe. And really feel that joy and that openness. And as you take a deep breath, I invite you to open your palms and imagine that you're holding both the place in your body that feels like it's carrying the weight of your experiences, and also the other place in your body that's holding the beauty and the joy of your other experiences. So we hold both, and we meet in the middle of equanimity when we find the balance of not making one bad and the other good, but joining in the middle of saying, this is all of me. And wholeness is equanimity and balance. And so bringing your hand to your heart center where Tiferet resides, and finding that love and acceptance to hold and balance all of you. And so as we begin our yoga practice, typically I do the poses with you, and I am holding the balance of a hip that does not want to move today or all week. So that's where I am holding my emotions, I suppose. I'm going to invite my husband, Baruch Levi, a yogi himself, to come and do the poses for us today as I walk him through it, and you. So this is just an opportunity as I listen to my body and I listen with compassion and balance to listen to what I'm holding. It's an invitation to listen to what you're holding. If these poses are too intense for you or not enough for you, this is your class and your opportunity to either do more or to do less. So finding your Tiferet, your balance, where do you need to go today? And as you take a deep breath, I'm going to invite you to, let's start in downward facing dog. So taking our hips to the sky, curling our toes under and lifting our hips up as we look towards our feet, our hips, and really feeling your 10 fingers start to open up to the earth as you start walking out your dog. So perhaps this is early morning for you and you feel a little bit tight. So just walking out your dog left and right and feeling your body come into balance. Breathing deeply. How do we find balance in anything we do? Is to bring our breath. An inhale, lifting up, you're lifting your heels, and exhale, bringing your heels down. Inhale, lifting your heels up. Exhale, bringing your heels down. And one more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bringing it down. Bending your knees, looking forward and walking to the front of your mat. And hanging in a ragdoll. So taking your feet hips width distance apart. And then taking opposite elbows, bending the knees and letting your head drop so that you feel the balance of opening a pose and closing a pose. Letting your head drop, this allows your nervous system to relax. Taking a deep breath, honoring your body, inhaling and exhaling. I would sway right and left, but I'm not going to make my husband sway. Take a deep breath in. He doesn't want to get flowy.
Headstand.
Exhale, dropping your hands, letting your hands go to the mat. So bending your knees here as much as your body needs. And begin to roll up to stand one vertebrae at a time. And when you get there, taking your hands to the sky, opening your heart center, lifting yourself all the way up as if you're bringing down the angels and God to your body as you flow forward, all the way down. Hands come out to either side of the body, swan diving forward, forward fold. Allowing yourself to bend your knees if you need. Take a deep breath in here, halfway lift. Hands come to the shins, creating a flat back. So engaging your core and a slight upward facing dog in your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, taking your hands to the mat and coming into a high plank pose and holding your high plank. So our first high plank of the day, taking your body in one long line and begin to feel the balance between strength and compassion in this pose. So maybe shifting back and forth from your, with your toes, back and forth, feeling the balancing in your core, noticing what you need in your body. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And then inhale. If you'd like to go to downward facing dog, you can. If not, shifting forward and bending your elbows for a low plank. Watch as your elbows shave your ribs, and then upward facing dog. You can stay right on the floor for your first one if you'd like. Inhale, open the heart center again. Exhale, use your core muscles as you come into downward facing dog, as if you're being lifted from a string, all the way up to downward facing dog, and breathe. Inhale, let's do that again. Bend your knees, looking forward, walking or floating to the front of your mat. Exhale, and then inhale, flat back, hands come to the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Hands come out to the side and all the way up to the sky. Reaching up, really, really bringing in your balance. Exhale, taking your palms together, forward fold all the way down to the earth. Inhale, flat back again. Exhale, high plank pose. You can go right into your vinyasa if you know it. If not, you're going to shift forward halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale again. Core leads you all the way up through downward facing dog pose. And breathe. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Pausing for a moment to just feel where in your body you feel balanced and where you feel out of balance. In Judaism, we talk about Yisrael, Jacob, who is our forefather, and he was renamed Yisrael, which means to struggle with God. And so we, the Jewish people, are named after Yisrael because our earthly purpose here is to struggle to find our equanimity, to find our balance. So that's what we're doing with our bodies right now. So I'm going to invite you to lift your right leg up to the sky. You can do this on all fours or in a chair. You can just lift your leg up. So you can open your hip or keep it closed. You can bend your knee over to the other side if you'd like. Really feeling the opening in the hip. Take a deep breath in, looking forward, and let's go to warrior one. So the right foot comes forward, the back foot squares, lifting our hands all the way up to the sky. Take a deep breath here. So again, our warrior one pose, our knee comes out to the pinky toe. Imagine that I came by and I just placed, there you go, I placed my fingers or my toes against your toes. You would automatically feel your foot release into the floor. Take a deep breath in and then exhale. One more breath here, really feeling your power. Another deep breath in. Exhale, I'm going to invite you to turn your back toes to the front and your heel up for a high crescent lunge. So it's a little shift in your hips as well. Opening up to your pose and then coming into a balancing pose because ultimately that's our core, our kavanah, our intention. So hands come behind you. We're going to come into airplane pose. We're going to gently lift off of our left leg and slowly come into balancing. So you can take your leg off the floor if you want and come into airplane pose and lift your, falling is acceptable. Some of us are going to keep our toes right on the floor. Straightening the leg, you can keep your toes on the floor or you can lift up. Opening your heart center, feeling yourself flying forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, coming back to a high crescent lunge. Left toes come back, the heel is up. Lifting your hands up to the sky. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, take your hands back into airplane pose, but leave your pose. So airplane pose, still a balance. Inhale, lifting your hands up to the sky, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands float back to the back of the room. One more time. Inhale, lifting all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands come back to the back of the room. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, take your hands down towards the mat, framing your right foot. Just wait right there. We're going to take our right toes over to the right side of the mat and our left knee down onto the mat. We're going to come into a hip stretch. So your hands are on the inner side of your right foot. So here you have a choice. You can come off the knee and you can also take your right foot to the side of the foot for a deeper sensation in the right hip. Feeling it's a slight balance as if you take your knee off the floor. You're balancing here for a deeper sensation. You can take your elbows onto the floor, only if you choose. You don't have to. Feeling the hip open as you engage your core, engaging the thigh, and then feel your balance. Take a deep breath. Where does this pose feel out of balance? Where does it feel soft and gentle? Notice the dichotomy between the pose. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, slowly coming back up, placing your hands on either side of the foot, coming into a high plank pose or all fours. So you decide where you are. Take a deep breath here, going into your vinyasa, high to low plank, or or you can go straight to your downward facing dog, or you can also go to child's pose. Take a deep breath in, coming into your upward facing dog, and breathe here. We'll take 3 deep breaths. So if child's pose is your pose, you can take it now, bringing your hips to your heels. Inhaling and exhaling. Another deep breath, inhaling. Exhaling, maybe, excuse me, an open mouth exhale. When you're ready, we'll lift our left leg to the sky. Lifting it up to the sky. Again, maybe you're on all fours. Maybe you open up your hip. You decide where you are in your pose. Take a deep breath. Feel the opening in your body. And then slowly exhale, coming into warrior 1. Left toes forward. Use your core. Back foot squares. Bending the front knee. Lifting our hands up to the sky. And then releasing the shoulder blades. So a lot of us hold our emotions and our tension in our shoulders and our neck. So release it down our back. Ask yourself, what am I feeling inside of my body? Where am I balanced in this pose and where am I out of balance? And then when you're ready, taking your back heel, lifting it up for a high crescent lunge. So this is preparation for airplane pose. You can stay right here or use a wall. Otherwise, begin to kind of float front and back on that back heel, preparing for airplane pose, lifting your body forward. Maybe your toes stay on the floor, or taking your hands to the back, shining your heart forward. It's okay to fall. It's okay to be out of balance. Take a deep breath in, bend your front knee, come back into that high crescent lunge. Right toes on the mat, lifting your hands up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms, leaving your torso there. Airplane arms to the back of the room. Another deep breath. Inhale, lifting your hands up to the sky. And exhale, airplane arms to the back. One more time. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale to the back. Slowly taking your hands in the inner part of your left foot. So all the way down, taking your left toes to the left side of the mat. You're preparing for this nice hip stretch. You can take your knee on the floor if you'd like. Taking your left foot to its side if you'd like for a deeper sensation. And then you notice if you would like to take your elbows to the floor or the mat or a block, or stay upright. And then I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Typically, especially women, we hold our emotions in our hips. A lot of women complain of, as they get older in their perimenopausal, menopausal phase, that they gain weight in the hips. And so the invitation here is as if life has thrown all of the junk and experiences we've been through right inside of our hips and said, feel it. So I'm going to invite you to feel it. Feel your hips. And if your hips had something to say, what would they say? Breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling. Slowly coming back up, taking the right foot to meet your left in high plank when you're ready. Okay. And then coming into a vinyasa if you'd like, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra on the floor. Exhale, child's pose. So Baruch will come into downward facing dog or child's pose. You can choose. And here's an opportunity for you to breathe and find equanimity inside a non-moving pose. Take a deep breath in to your heart center and a long breath out. Another deep breath in and a long breath out. One more breath, inhaling and a long exhale down. Slowly come back up to your downward facing dog when you're ready. Feeling your downward facing dog, bending the knees, looking forward, and walking or floating to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins, creating that flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees as much or as little as you need. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, hands come out to the side and lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center in Namaste Mountain Pose. So I'm going to ask Baruch to face to face the computer. And we're going to head into some balancing poses. So the first pose is going to be, I'm going to actually give you a choice. Okay. So left hand is going to come up to the sky. And the right knee is going to bend, and you're going to hold your right knee with your right hand. Feeling the balance, you're going to flex your right toes, lift your core into itself as your heart lifts. Take a deep breath here and a long breath out. And then exhale, perhaps taking your knee to the right, and your left hand goes to the left and looking out over your left shoulder. You can use a wall if you need. The whole point of balancing is to engage your core, find your center, find your heart. Take another deep breath in, and then exhale, coming back to center when you're ready, all the way down. Beautiful. And then let's go to the next side. So holding your left knee in your left hand, taking your right hand up to the sky. So you're already going to the side. So taking this hand and putting it around. There you go. Lifting your hand up to the sky. So this allows you to grow tall first and then come to the side when you're ready, looking out over your right shoulder. The knee comes to the left side. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Coming back to center. Take a nice long inhale and coming down. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Coming into eagle pose, the ultimate balancing pose. I'll give you choices. So we're going to take our hands out to the sides. First, our right hand comes under our left, and you're welcome to stay here in a big hug. Or you can do what Baruch did and join your palms slightly together. The key to this pose is bringing your hands up away from your face. So your elbows come up slightly. Bend your knees, drop your hips, staying here if that's okay with you. Or taking your right knee up and around for as much or as little of a wrap that you need. You can leave your toes on the floor if you'd like. Take a deep breath. Feel the pose as you sink down a little bit lower in your pose. Inhale and exhale. Another deep breath in and exhale. Release it all. Just let it all go and release the pose. So coming all the way out, taking your hands up to the sky and coming back down for a moment and just noticing how you feel on the right side of your body. Take a deep breath in and let's come to the next side. So hands come out on either side of the body. Left arm comes under the right this time. Perhaps you stay here with a big hug. If not, you're going to join hands and take your left foot over and check out your alignment and check out how you feel versus the other side. So breathing deeply, inhale, feel that kickstand if you need it. Exhale. Another deep breath, inhale. And exhale, coming back to center. Take a deep breath in, lifting your hands up to the sky and back to mountain pose. Closing your eyes for a moment. Coming into your center, your equanimity and your balance. And then slowly heading towards the floor, we'll come into bridge pose. So you're going to lay on your back. And your knees are up and, yeah, you can see you. And your feet are hips width distance apart. We're going to inhale first. A pelvic tilt allows us to lift our core up. Okay, Baruch went right into it. Take a deep breath in. Pelvic tilt first. Feel your core engage. Exhale, lifting your hips up to the sky. Breathing up. And then maybe folding your shoulder blades underneath you and clasping your hands for a deeper sensation. Take a deep, long inhale and a long exhale. For a deeper sensation, you can always lift the right leg if you'd like. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bringing that leg down and bring up the other one. You can bring up the left leg now. Do you want to bring up the left leg?
I want to pay a raise.
Take a deep, it's really fun to do yoga with your husband. Take a deep breath in. He doesn't want to do what I ask him to do.
Boss yoga.
Exhale. Bring your foot down and bring yourself all the way down to the earth. Come into happy baby pose, taking the insteps of your feet, bending your knees and holding onto your shins, whatever you feel comfortable with. Take a deep breath. Okay. So bring your knees into your chest or happy baby pose, whatever you feel comfortable with. And just rocking side to side. Nice long inhale and another exhale. And we will end in your pose of your choice. I'm going to end with a reclined butterfly pose. So taking the soles of your feet together and your knees come out. And you can just place your hand wherever it's comfortable. Closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Another deep breath in and a long breath out. And allow yourself to travel into Shavasana, our final resting pose when you're ready. Just closing your eyes and allow your breathing to become natural. And just like a wave in the ocean, allow any stress, tension, or imbalance to just wash away. Take a long breath in and feel these waves of deep relaxation flow through your shoulders, into your chest, down into your core, into your hips, and down through your feet. I invite you to imagine this beautiful Kabbalistic tree of life above you. As this energy of the tree of life shines above you, above your body, you can invite this beautiful tree of life right into the center of your being. Take a deep breath in. Watch as the roots of the tree travel into the earth center. Notice as the branches grow out into your branches, into your arms, and into your hands. We can journey now into the center of your heart, Tiferet. Envision beauty that comes within feeling balanced. Envisioning peace and love and bringing harmony into your life and others. Finding a sense of compassion for all the ways in which we become out of balance. Fill your heart space with beauty, harmony, and compassion. And bring that sense of beauty and harmony and compassion and bring it out through your branches into the rest of the world and into your relationships. As you take a few more breaths, just becoming aware now of your physical presence. Perhaps you wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe you bring your knees into your chest. Curled over onto the right or left side. And then coming up to a comfortable seated position. Your hands can be at your heart or by your side. And we'll end our practice, our Shabbat yoga, with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Taking our hands to the center of our third eye, our center of divine intuition. Namaste, everybody, and Shabbat Shalom. I invite you to join me next Shabbat for another Shabbat yoga. And I also invite you to join me on this Monday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, for the Love Unleashed series. This is a beginning of a group that I will offer as a free one-time event on Monday night to discover how to completely love and accept your body just as it is in all of its phases. So I hope you can join me, and I hope you have a wonderful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.